If you have few or no friends, you probably have these 5 rare traits why having few or no friends is often misunderstood most. People assume that having few or no friends means something is wrong: social failure, arrogance, loneliness, or emotional weakness. But history, psychology, and real-life patterns reveal a different truth. Many individuals with small or non-existent social circles possess rare internal traits that naturally limit casual connections. This video is not about glorifying isolation or shaming social people. It's about understanding why some people simply don't fit into surface-level friendships. If you've ever felt out of place socially, preferred solitude, or found most interactions draining rather than fulfilling, this video will explain why. By the end, you may realize that what you thought was a weakness is actually a quiet strength. 1. You have a deep internal WRLD. Your mind is too rich for shallow connections. People with few friends often live in a deep internal landscape filled with thoughts, reflections, ideas, and emotional awareness. While others recharge through constant interaction, you recharge through thinking, observing, and understanding. Small talk feels exhausting because your mind naturally seeks meaning, depth, and substance. You don't avoid people, you avoid emptiness. This internal richness makes it difficult to bond quickly because most social environments prioritize entertainment over insight. As a result, you would rather be alone than feel unseen in a crowd. Why depth filters out most people automatically. Depth is a social filter you didn't choose. When you think deeply, speak carefully, and question life seriously, it unintentionally intimidates or alienates people who prefer lighter engagement. This doesn't make you superior, it makes you incompatible with surface-level dynamics. Many friendships fail to form, not because you lack warmth, but because you don't resonate with casual emotional frequencies. You crave conversations that linger, ideas that evolve, and bonds that grow slowly. 2. You value authenticity or belonging. Refuse to wear social masks. Most friendships survive because people compromise parts of themselves to fit in. You don't. You instinctively reject pretending, exaggerating, or reshaping your personality for acceptance. This honesty, while admirable, reduces your social options drastically. People who rely on performance-based relationships feel uncomfortable around someone who is real without effort. You don't seek approval, you seek alignment. Why authentic people often stand alone. Authenticity is rare because it's risky. When you show up as you are, you expose yourself to rejection. Many people prefer safety over truth. You, however, would rather be alone than fake belonging. This choice isn't loneliness, it's integrity. Over time, this trait ensures that only meaningful connections survive, even if that means having very few or none for long periods. 3. You are highly self-sufficient emotionally. You don't need constant external validation. People with many friends often rely on social interaction for emotional regulation. You don't. You can process emotions independently, sit with discomfort, and reflect without immediately seeking reassurance. This self-sufficiency removes the urgency to maintain frequent social contact. You don't reach out just to feel okay, you reach out only when it's meaningful. Why? Emotional independence shrinks social circles. Friendships often form around shared needs, support, distraction, validation. When you don't desperately need these, relationships become optional rather than necessary. This changes everything. You don't tolerate draining dynamics, emotional dependency, or attention-seeking behavior. As a result, many potential friendships fade before they begin, not due to conflict, but due to lack of necessity. 4. You are extremely selective with your ENERG. While you understand the cost of human interaction, you are acutely aware that every interaction costs mental and emotional energy. Because of this awareness, you don't give access easily. You observe before engaging, listen before trusting, and withdraw when interactions feel unbalanced. This isn't fear, it's discernment. You protect your peace because you've learned how fragile it is. Why selective people are often alone but rarely miserable being. Selective means fewer people qualify for your inner circle. You don't bond through frequency. You bond through alignment. This trait often develops after emotional exhaustion or disappointment, teaching you that not everyone deserves access to your thoughts, time, or vulnerability. While this reduces your friend count, it increases your emotional stability and self-respect. 5. You are comfortable with solitude. You don't fear being alone. You understand it. Solitude doesn't scare you because you've learned how to use it. You reflect, grow, plan, and recharge in silence. While others escape loneliness through noise, you explore it for clarity. This comfort with being alone removes the pressure to maintain friendships out of fear. You don't cling, you choose. Why comfort with solitude changes everything. When you are okay being alone, desperation disappears. You no longer tolerate unhealthy friendships just to avoid silence. This makes your standards higher and your patience stronger. Ironically, this trait often attracts the right people later in life, but only after long periods of solitude that refine your identity. The hidden struggle of rare traits. Why these traits feel like a curse before they feel like a gift. Society rewards visibility, popularity, and constant engagement. Because of this, people with these rare traits often feel defective during early life. You may have questioned yourself, felt misunderstood, or wondered why connection seemed harder for you than others. The truth is, these traits mature with time. What feels isolating now often becomes wisdom later. You are not broken. You are wired differently. If you have few or no friends, it doesn't automatically mean something is wrong. It may mean you think deeply, value truth, regulate yourself emotionally, guard your energy, and respect solitude. These qualities don't thrive in noisy environments, but they shape strong leaders, thinkers, creators, and grounded individuals. Friendship for you is not about numbers, it's about resonance. And resonance takes time.